I wanted to do a video this morning before I had to run out and do a bunch of errands. I've been meaning to get to this anyways, about making homemade sauerkraut. Why make homemade sauerkraut? Well, we like sauerkraut, or actually me and my one daughter like sauerkraut. I don't think anybody else in here likes sauerkraut. That's okay. Anything extra, I'll take over to my sister. But anyways, sauerkraut is a fermented food, and fermented foods are so good for your gut health and your immune system. They have tons of probiotics in it, and it just feeds all the good bugs in your gut. And so you really want to start incorporating some fermented foods into your diet. Keep you healthy. So a couple videos back, I think I had shared that I had gotten this fermentation kit. I got it from Amazon, and it comes with all kinds of stuff. It's a complete kit to get you started. It came with 7 of these, they call them waterless lids. They actually, this is so that you don't have to constantly come over and burp the gases out of the jars, so it does it for you. And these, it comes with 7 glass weights and a wood tamper. So they all fit, it fits all wide mouth mason jars. And I have done a couple things so far. I've done fermented, this was last week, red onions. And I did fermented zucchini. I had it, let me see, this one I made before this one. This was a few days after, so they're not ready yet. I did taste this one, and it tastes pretty good, but I wanted a little bit more sour, so I'm going to let it go for a second week and see how it is. It's turned the water really pretty, like hot pink. This isn't anything to do with this product. This is me trying to do my own DIY SCOBY for kombucha. And so far it looks like it's doing good. I was worried for a little while because it's taking a little longer than I thought it would. And I guess it's okay. This is my first time making it. I don't want to mess with it too much. I'll do a video on that later when I'm successful at it, so we'll see. Anyways, let's get back to the sauerkraut. So for the sauerkraut, you're going to need, actually this also came with a couple of recipes, and that's, I'm using the sauerkraut recipe from this kit. So I have, if you see me staring off, I'm looking at the recipe over here. But you're going to need a medium head of green cabbage. They say about 3 pounds. I took off all the wilted leaves off the outside of it first, and then I rinsed it a little bit. I guess you don't really have to rinse it because it's on the inside of the cabbage, and it's pretty clean there. But you know, like to make sure I get everything off of it. Let me wipe that off. So we're going to take this, and I just sharpened my knife, so I'm going to try to be very careful. And I'm going to try to cut this. Let's cut it in 4s. Let's see. Looks like I sharpened it well. Here's the core. I don't want this core in there, so I'm going to cut the core out. Pull my trash can over here. Cut the core out. This is going to be fun. Let's see. This. So we're going to get the core out of the cabbage. Then we're going to shred the cabbage with the knife. I guess you could use a mandolin or a hand grater, or whatever. You just want to make sure they're really thin slices. So I'm going to take this, my thin slices, with my fantastic knife skills. Just kidding. Watch your fingers. Scoot that over. Start cutting this way. I wish I could be like those people off of the Food Network and just be like with the knife. I would lose fingers. I value my fingers too much. Okay, so now I'm going to take, just so that I can get some more room, put it in this bowl. This. And we're going to keep doing this until we've got all of our cabbage shredded. Back in the day when I used to eat hot dogs, I used to love sauerkraut on hot dogs and kielbasa. I don't eat those anymore. Try to stay away from as much processed food as I can. Everybody should. It's really not good for you. Highly processed food. Got this done. See, if I had those awesome knife skills that I was talking about earlier, like those people on the Food Network, I'd be done already. So, I did go out to the garden area this morning, like I usually do every morning after my first cup of coffee. Checking everything, watering. And my cucumber plants have baby cucumbers. And at the bean patch, one of the bean plants have finally gotten some flowers on it. How exciting is that? Now, my tomatoes just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And sometimes like the size of my hand now, and still no signs of blushing. I don't know how much better these tomatoes are going to get until they start to turn. But my little propagated tomato plant that I planted over there in the my new salad bar garden area is doing great. So when everybody else is done with their tomatoes, I should still have tomatoes coming in from that one plant. Let's see. I did have to do some aphid patrol or control on my yard lawn beans this morning. Titus noticed a bunch of ants placing all these aphids on the beans, so they got hosed down. Be awesome if everybody in my family likes sauerkraut. But then I guess I'd have to share. So. So we have about 3/4 of the bowl is 3/4 of the way full with cabbage, shredded cabbage. And like I said, you just want it like as fine as you can get it. And that's all we're going to need this for. Believe it or not. There's only 3 ingredients to this recipe, and it's your cabbage. We're going to need salt, and actually it's really optional if you want caraway seeds in it. I'm going to try the caraway seeds. So, let's see. Let me move you guys for just a second so I can get up here and grab my big box of candy salt. I'm using this because it doesn't have any additives to it, and it won't turn my ferments a funky color. Not that that's going to hurt you or anything, but who wants weird colored sauerkraut? Now, I'm in the cupboard right now trying to find my caraway seeds that I just bought the other day. And oh, I think I found them. Not where I wanted them at. So these actually were the only ones that I could find in the store. I went to Food Lion, and they only had the caraway seeds in this brand, which is pretty good. I mean, organic. It's from McCormick. We'll use those. All right. Sorry. I should pick that up instead of drag it across the countertop. All right. So next, it says after we've shredded our carrots, cabbage. We do not shred carrots. Cabbage. We're going to take the salt and combine it in with the cabbage. So I'm going to take my rings off real quick because I don't feel all up underneath of my rings. And we need 1.5 tablespoons of salt. So let me get my handy dandy measuring spoon out. I'm going to do this over the sink because I should put this in a mason jar. Really. Should put this in a mason jar. So that's 1. And we need 1/2. Oh, salt, get out of the box. Okay. And this is the 1/2. Over there. Alright. Next, it says to begin working the salt into the cabbage, we're going to massage and squeeze the cabbage with our hands. So, we're going to do that. And it says that at first it might not seem like this is going to be enough salt, but gradually the cabbage is going to become watery and limp from working it like this. Much in the sense of making a massaged kale salad, where you're breaking down the cell walls a bit and working it in there. And it'll make its own juice. So we're not adding any liquid to this. It makes its own liquid. You wonder, those women back in the day that lived on farms and stuff, because I can see them starting to get watery already. Why they had such strong hands. Probably had a really nice firm grip between this and making bread and kneading it all by hand. Yeah, you can see, I don't know if you can tell, the glistening, see the water is coming out of the cabbage now. So we're going to keep doing this, and what does it say next? It'll become more like coleslaw looking than raw cabbage, it says. And this will take 5 to 10 minutes, it says. This is a workout on your forearms, let me tell you. My goodness. I haven't been to the gym in months. Sad. This is really giving me a workout right now. I have been out in the garden working out. So, it sounds right. buckets full of 5-gallon buckets full of compost and shoveling and doing. So I consider that as exercise. What about you? Now this is supposed to make a 32-ounce jar. But I don't know. I'm thinking unless this just breaks down more than what it is right now. Remember, we started out with 3/4 of the way full of cabbage in the bowl. Now we're about less than a half, a little less than half the bowl. And that's just by working it. And there's so much, look at all that water in there. Can you see the water down at the bottom? That's like a 3 tablespoons of water at the bottom right now. And we didn't add any. And this is just coming from the cabbage itself. So with YouTube cracking down on whatever they're cracking down on. Phone's ringing. These videos with the children in it, disabling the comments underneath the videos. So precautionary measures right now. I told Titus that he cannot be in the video today, so I have not been contacted by YouTube yet, and I'm a little, I don't understand why some, it's like how come some, try to be nice about this, some videos or some channels that are obviously child-based and have their children on it, why are they still allowed to have comments under their videos that everybody else is getting dinged? Like I said, they haven't said anything to me yet, so we're just gonna take the initiative and just try not to go there. Now, at the bottom looks like about 1/4 of a cup of water. Can you see it? So that 1.5 tablespoons of salt is definitely enough for this. And I do believe this is going to fit in one of these quart-size mason jars. So, a couple more. Work this a little bit more. About 1/2 cup of water now. What do you like to put sauerkraut on? Give me some ideas. Sometimes I like to stick it on my salad or just eat it by itself. Some people like pork chops. Of anything else, but I do love it. Next, I might try to do this with red cabbage, because you know, the more color your food has, the better it is for you. Okay, so I'm going to get a quart, and we're going to start putting this in. Oh, wait. I missed. Hold on, I missed this. My caraway seeds. Darn, went through the whole trouble to find them and almost forgot to put them in. Okay. Tablespoon of caraway seeds. Now, my forearm is on fire right now. My hand's shaking. Obviously don't work that muscle out enough. Ooh, yes. It smells like, what is it, rye bread? I think it is. They stick that in. What did I need? I need a tablespoon, right? Okay. Let's put this in here. I don't think I've ever had sauerkraut with caraway seeds. So this will be interesting. I like to try new things. Okay. Let me work this in real quick first. Then we'll stuff it in the jar. And we could use our new toy, the wood tamper. And I get this all worked through here really good. Wish I remember to put it in there earlier. My forearm is burning. Second. Sorry, but you can't be in the video today. Hold on one second. You see? That's gonna be sauerkraut. He just gave me a look. I don't think he likes sauerkraut. Do you like sauerkraut?
I don't know. I haven't tasted it.
You don't? You haven't had sauerkraut before? It's weird that you have. He's been sick. He's getting over pneumonia, actually.
I've never had sauerkraut before.
No? Alright, so now we're going to stuff this in here. Without getting a mess all over the countertop. I can't make any sound with this.
We got helmet.
Yeah, please wear that helmet with that scooter.
Tell them what kind of scooter I had.
He got an electric scooter the other day, and he is super excited about that. He has nearly rode the wheels right off of it now already. Let's see. This is why we need, how can I open this with one hand? Hold on. I don't think so. Maybe. Yes. By the way, I probably said it and I don't remember anymore, so I'm going to tell you again. I got this off of Amazon. And it's about $40 for this kit, under $40. And so far it's well worth it. It came with everything. And it looks like it's worth more. So, I would recommend it. Alright, we're going to try to get more of this in here, and I'm going to tamp it in there real good and then add the rest. With my messy fingers. Alright, so move this out of the way so you can see. Doing my tamping. Dry my hands off. Okay, so we're going to tamp this in. Oh, this works great. I would love this. That's so easy. Now, had I been trying to do this without this thing? All day. Okay, so next. Alright, it says, okay, use the wooden tamper and tamp down a cabbage in a jar, and then pour any liquid that was released from the cabbage while you were massaging it into the jar. Okay, so we got all this liquid. Look at that, about half a cup of liquid here. Straight from, let's get these caraway seeds in there. And the rest of this. This all in here. Oh my gosh, I love that little tamper. I should have used that with the other ferments that I have on the counter. Okay. So, that, whoops, wrong way. Tamp it in there. It's in there good. Alright, we'll rinse this off. Okay. Set it here to dry. Wipe the rim off. I can't wait until next year. I know, I'm like pushing it, right? Next year's garden. Because I'm going to grow a ton more tomatoes like we did the previous years before my burnout. So I can start canning again. By that time, we should have the outdoor kitchen completed. Hopefully, that'd be great. And then I won't have to heat up my kitchen. And I'll have more space. I'm actually going to rinse this off. More space for my canning pots. It's like I can't, they hit the exhaust fan right now, and it's hard to get the jars in and out. Okay, so this is our weight that we're going to put into the jar. It's made for the wide mouth jars, okay, so don't try to squeeze and cram this into the small mouth jars. It's not going to go in. It has like this little handle right here, and you just set it in there. What it's going to do, alright, first I want to get this in there. You want to make sure when you're fermenting that you make sure whatever you're fermenting is submerged in the liquid, because if it is not submerged in the can I talk today? Submerged in the liquid, you're going to get mold. Instead of it fermenting, you're going to have moldy whatever that you're making. So as long as it's not out of the water or out of the liquid, you're good. All right, so now we got our weight in there. Now we need one of our little lids. Oh look, I thought they were all green. We have some pink ones. All right, I'm gonna rinse this off too. Off a little bit. And when you get these in the mail, don't yell at me about my paper towel use. When you get these in the mail, they have like these ladies, you know, the gas-free baby bottles. The nipples had like these little special openings in them where they were like closed off so the air couldn't get in. Anyways, these have slits in them right here, and you have to, before you use them for the first time, you have to pinch them like right there so that they'll open up all the way. Otherwise, this is going to bubble up and the stuff is going to bubble out of the lids, and you're going to have a big mess on your countertop because it has to degas. So we're going to put this on here. And do I have... I'm going to go up here. Hold on 1 second. We keep some of my canning supplies up in here. I have canning supplies all through the house. Alright, so we're going to get the collar for the rain. And we're going to put this on with it. Making sure it's on there all the way. I think it is. Alright, so, and that's it. Now, we just wait. That's the hard part, is waiting. So it says to cover the jar, and we've got the silicone lid on it. We've got our ring on her, and we've made sure that the opening is been squeezed, because we need that little hole to be open so that it can release the gas during fermentation. If you need to, it says you can add extra liquid after 24 hours if the liquid hasn't rose above the cabbage, but you know, you can see mine already is. And let me see here, what does it say? Okay, you would have to dissolve a teaspoon of salt into 1 cup of water and add enough to submerge the cabbage. Another thing, water. You want nice filtered water. You can't use just like straight tap water to put in here. Otherwise it'll kill the bacteria with all the chlorine in the water, or you know, city water and stuff. But anyways, ferment the cabbage for 3 to 10 days. Ooh, I thought it was longer than that. So as it's fermenting, keep the sauerkraut away from direct sunlight and put it in a cool room temperature, ideally 65 to 75 degrees. Our house right now, the air conditioner is set at 72, so we're good to go with that. Because it's a small batch, it'll ferment more quickly than like larger batches. So after 3 days, we'll open this up and taste it and test it and see where we are. If it tastes good, then that's it. I'll take this off and replace it with a lid and put it in the refrigerator, and it can be eaten. If it's not, then we'll let it go a few more days, up to 10 days or maybe even longer, until it reaches the sourness that we prefer, or I should say I prefer, me and my daughter prefers. And that is it. So I'm going to put this over here with my little collection of ferments. You can feel these ones feel so much warmer than this one right here. But I'll show you real quick before I end the video. This is the fermented red onions. Now onions in itself, raw onions in itself, has so much health, nutritional value in it, okay? So whenever you can eat a raw onion, do it. Whenever you can eat a red raw onion, even better than a white one. And this is the zucchini. All that was a little bit of turmeric. This you did have to use a brine. Zucchini, some onion, and some garlic was in this one. So, and that's still fermenting. I have not taste tested that one yet. I think I'm going to wait till that goes the full week before I try it. But okay, so I'll do an update on the video on these ferments and a full separate video on the do-it-yourself SCOBY for kombucha in a later video. Everybody have a great day. Keep cool. It's already 89 degrees here in Virginia. Hope well. Until next time, see you later. Make sure you like the video. Please share it and subscribe. Thanks.